After weeks of lies, I told my cheating wife if she wanted me back, she had to handwrite a full confession. Hours later, she gave me 6 pages admitting everything, from secret chats to a BJ in his car. I told my wife that if I was ever going to even consider taking her back, she needed to give me a full confession. Not some half-truth, not a watered-down story, not the little bits she thought I could handle, but everything. Written down in her own words. No lies, no omissions, no gaslighting, no minimizing. I told her if she wanted even the slightest chance, I needed to see the truth on paper, in her own handwriting. And she did it. She sat down and wrote it out, page after page, line after line. When she handed it to me, her hand was shaking. When I took it from her, mine was too. 6 pages in her neat little handwriting, 6 pages spelling out the end of our marriage. The first thing she admitted was that this wasn't new. It didn't just start a year ago like she'd originally tried to tell me. 11 years back, before our daughter was even born, there was already some inappropriate messaging between her and this so-called friend. She said it was too friendly, and that she promised me at the time she would stop. Apparently she did stop. Until she didn't. Over the years, they would run into each other at soccer, at mutual events, at weddings, just little moments. She swore it was harmless, and maybe at first it was, but about a year ago she started talking to him again, more than before. This time on WhatsApp. She said at first it was innocent, just checking in, catching up about life, kids, injuries, mutual friends. But then the texts started getting more flirty, and she admitted she liked the attention. She liked how it made her feel. She said they started calling each other, checking in on life, and she deleted the messages and the calls. She said she felt guilty, but she also felt like someone understood her. She wrote that with him, she didn't have the stress of kids or everyday life that she felt with me. She wrote that he asked about our relationship, and she admitted to him that she wasn't happy, even though she still loved me and wanted to focus on our marriage. She wrote that she lied and exaggerated how bad things were between us because she wanted his validation. She wanted him to think she was neglected so that his attention meant more. She literally admitted in writing that she misrepresented me to this guy, her supposed friend, so she could feel like she was being supported. She went on to say that she talked to him about her body insecurities, that she even sent him a picture of the part of her armpit she was insecure about. She told me she didn't think it was sexual, just about her body. But he asked for more, and a couple days later she sent him a picture of her boobs. She said she didn't want him to send anything back, but he did, and she asked him not to again. That was the point where I sat there holding this paper, and I swear my blood ran cold, because the wife I thought I knew, the one who always claimed she would never do anything like that, had already crossed the line long before anything physical even happened. She wrote about how he encouraged her to ask me to go to a football game with him as friends. She wrote that she was surprised when I said yes. They went, nothing happened at the game, but when he drove her home, he pulled over and asked if he could touch her. She said no, but then they kept talking, and eventually when he reached out and touched her breasts, she let it happen. She wrote that she felt immense guilt, but she didn't stop him, and then to make it worse, he asked if she would touch him. Again, she said no, but then she admitted she did it anyway because she was afraid that if she didn't, she'd lose his support. She said she tried to get it over with as quickly as possible, that she didn't feel any connection, that she felt guilty and ashamed. But the fact remains that she did it. She admitted she touched him. She said it happened 3 more times. Each time she felt like she was digging herself into a bigger hole, but still convinced herself she needed his emotional support. She said she tried to tell him she didn't want to do it anymore, but he always convinced her otherwise. She wrote about one time when they stopped for coffee, talking in his car, and he asked to touch her again. She said yes, then a minute later said no, and he stopped.